Hello, traders and investors. It's Rod with Pow Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth. Today is a daily market recap for Tuesday, April 20th. Happy 420. And in today's video, we're going to be discussing as the topic of the day, the sea of red in the MJ space, and also the U.S. House of Representatives passing the MJ banking bill now for the fourth time and set up well heading into the Senate. So we're going to do the MJ video and the daily market recap for the broader market all in one video today. SPY also saw further daily consolidation, so we'll look at the crypto, the broader market, some individual tickers, and the MJ space. So before we jump in, make sure to smash the like and subscribe to the channel. So going over the news and events on the day today, Netflix just had earnings and it's down here quite a bit after hours. We'll bring up the chart here in just a moment and I'll put some timestamps in the description below as well. But they beat on revenue, came in at 7.16 billion versus 7.14 expected, and they beat on earnings per share by 375 versus 298. But subscriber was a big miss. They only had 3.98 million versus 6.29 million expected. So that is why the stock is down here after hours, in my opinion. So Biden's recovery plan for families set to cost more than 1 trillion and extend enhanced child tax credit. Apple also had a product launch event of the first of the year, and they released new information about new iPad Pros, colorful iMacs, AirTag, and more. So you can check that article out for a list of all of those details there. Also, tobacco stocks drop as U.S. may phase out addictive cigarettes. So tobacco stocks plunge after reports said that the U.S. government may only allow cigarettes with nicotine levels that they would no longer consider to be addictive. And we have the investment from Altria Group into Kronos, and we had British American Tobacco, which just took a stake in Organogram. So it's almost as if they knew it was coming. And like I said, just getting involved into the MJ space, sort of hedging their bets and capitalizing on that new opportunity and that new industry. CN launches bidding war with CP over Kansas City Southern. Also, Biden's administration drafting Bitcoin regulation and why it could be approved soon. So Bitcoin has been extremely bearish, and this could be the underlying reason why. We'll have to keep a close tab on it. But today was not only was it 420, it was Doge Day. So Bitcoin and Ethereum sink, but Dogecoin rallies on Doge Day, and we'll look at the Doge chart. But we're seeing some weakness on Doge, and it's time to start being cautious on Doge, in my opinion. Relist XRP campaign gains traction as yet another crypto exchange restores XRP trading. And that was a Japanese-based cryptocurrency exchange, Decurrent. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. And they made the decision to relist the digital asset. So Schumer celebrates 420 MJ holiday on Senate floor. So you can check out this video, but essentially he just talking about how we need to have change in the U.S. and it's time for change. And we'll see if this has any traction or if we see any further updates on legalization and the Safe Banking Act in the Senate. And then after the Senate, it would go on to Biden's desk. So Schumer worries that Senate MJ banking vote could undermine the broader legalization push, though. So again, found this interesting. In an effort of time, not going to read all of that, but you can check that out on your own time. Also, Ontario overtakes Alberta to lead cannabis in legal cannabis stores. I found that very, very interesting and just surprising because we had, I think, Alberta just in the summertime had like 400 or 500 stores. And I live in Alberta and there's so many. So it's saying here that there's 599 stores in Alberta and Ontario has now 613. Ontario only had like 200 or 300, I think, in the summertime. So they've essentially grown by 100% in terms of retail locations. So that is great for the industry, in my opinion. And MJ firms could face higher taxes via Biden's spending plan and state rules. So not all sunshine and rainbows today, but again, check that out on your own time. So taking a look at the crypto space, XRP is blasting off here once again. And there was some news about the motion to intervene for XRP holders. And basically they're siding on the side of Ripple, which is very uncommon. Normally the SEC is, the retail investors side with the SEC because that's the SEC's job is to protect the retail investor. And that's just not what we're seeing. And they're saying that the SEC is hurting them. And that is the complete opposite of what that government body and entity is supposed to be doing. So Doge, on Doge Day, we have this daily inside bar. We had a couple inside bars here as well that broke bullish. So if you set your stop under the low of 23 cents, you'd never have been stopped out. We hit a high of 43 cents, but we need to be cautious here of daily lower highs. And we have this inside bar support at 30.8 cents. So I'd be setting a stop if I were still in a position, which I'm not. I'd be setting a stop under 30 cents, ride it up as high as you can get, but I'd be running for the hills if we lose 30 cents. And we're seeing a lot of bearish momentum here. And if we see that daily consolidation, we have no real support all the way down till about 6 cents. So it's time to be cautious. We have EMA 12 there at 23, but personally, I would be all out of this name. If we lost 30 cents, I'd be removing it from the watch list. And if you made profit, great, but it's time to move on in my opinion. So SPY saw further daily consolidation today, the second day in a row. And I thought stonks only go up, but this is the reality that we live in. We knew that it was going to happen eventually, but at this point, it's still extremely healthy. We held EMA 12 on the daily. So if this is all the pullback that we see, then this is extremely healthy. And it's all about the weekly uptrend at this point on Bitcoin. Bitcoin is very, very close to losing the weekly uptrend as well. So if we just bring up the weekly chart here, we held EMA 12, so 50,300 was support. We got to 51,300, and EMA 12 held as well, which has been holding since 10,000. So we need to hold EMA 12, or that is extremely, extremely bearish. And if we lose 50,000, that's going to be a significant momentum shift. SPY not even close to its weekly support, down at 383.90, and not even close to its EMA 12 at 397.35. So weekly inside bar on watch, we have resistance at the all-time highs, 417.91, and support at 410.20. We had a low of 410.59. But if we break this bearish, then weekly consolidation will be underway, and we'll be eyeing a potential bounce around the EMA 12 and the 10-week moving average down around 397, 398. But we need to be cautious. And like I said, I've been hedging my long-term positions with SPXS, which is a 3x inverse bearish ETF to SPY. So SPY goes down 1%, SPX goes up 3% on average. So the dollar was bouncing today, but we still saw further daily consolidation. We lost 91.30, and we need to break the high of the previous daily candle. We had a daily bear flag that confirmed. And at this point, we're still in a weekly uptrend as well. And just looking for a weekly higher low compared to 89.68. So tech sector was weak today. And with Amazon's drop here after hours, obviously affecting QQQ. And we need to be cautious here. We had an algo alert on XLV, the healthcare sector. And we did hit a new all-time high today. And that, in my opinion, is why SPY didn't see significant weakness. Imagine if we would have saw daily consolidation in the healthcare sector today, but this is not set up well. If the QQQ tech sector sees further consolidation tomorrow, and we see consolidation on XLV, look, we haven't consolidated on the daily since down here at 116. This is not set up well. If QQQ is weak and the healthcare sector is weak and all sectors see daily consolidation tomorrow, SPY could be in for a bit of a bloodbath. So now is the time to not be complacent and to start having a plan B. And personally, I'm still hedging with a SPY short. So taking a look at Netflix here after hours, down about 10%. Oh man, that is nasty. And it's a potential 5-minute bear flag here. But huge miss on subscribers, and obviously stock is taking it on the chin. So on the bull and bear list, we had DFLY, NEXE, SPCE, and NKLA. On the bull list, we had VEGA, DDD, and gold. I took a position in DDD yesterday. I did a video on that. You can check that out as well. But essentially, I had a daily inside bar on watch and daily oversold. So I entered on daily oversold conditions. I will look to add to my position if we get closer to $15. And then again, another one around $10. But this is a long-term, no-touch position for me. I'm extremely bullish on this name and this sector long-term. And we have an all-time high of $97. We were just at $56.50 not that long ago, just a couple months ago. And we do have earnings coming up on the second week of May. And we haven't been able to get over EMA 12. That's going to be a brick wall here and the first area of interest in terms of resistance. We also have the 10-day moving average at 22.11. So that's a potential target, but we did hit almost hit $20 today and then started to pull back, high of 19.95. So 20 psychological rejecting the price. Tesla was up about 0.61%. So we did break the high of yesterday, but pulled back with the market and ultimately held EMA 12. But we're still in a daily uptrend, just looking for a daily high or low. So I'm trying to set it here at the low of 691.80. So moving on to the sea of red in the MJ space. It was a nasty day out there today. SNDL led the decline. OGI, Tilray, APHA. So SNDL closed down over 10%, sitting at 84 on the bull list. We had CanTrust, which is something else, leading the market higher. You know something's up when CanTrust is the lead bull. PWR as well. And just taking a look at some of our major names. So we knew to be expecting further downside. APHA confirmed a weekly downtrend. It is trying to hold EMA 26. So this is essentially the last hope for bulls. CGC already lost its EMA 26 and could potentially see a bearish cross of those. ACB already saw its bearish cross. Hexo losing EMA 26 as well and confirming weekly downtrend. And this is not looking good. This is not what we want to see. But on the daily time frame, we are hitting daily oversold. And EMA 12 is going to be a notable point to get over here. And it's been a brick wall for the last, well, since the earnings reaction, essentially. So for the last 21 trading days, we haven't yet been able to close above EMA 12. So if we can close above EMA 12, that'll be a significant momentum shift. So taking a look at the US, on the bear side, we had KBEV, KHRN, and BioHarvest. On the bull list, we had TAUG, MJNA, and Harv, Cara, and GTII. So just take a look at some of these names on the US. So MSOS, again, we knew to be looking for further downside. MSOS confirmed weekly downtrends a long time ago. It did lose EMA 26 today, but closed above it. So if we can close the week above EMA 26 at 38.04, that is going to be, again, the last hope for bulls at the moment, as we have a lack of support after that. And not set up well at all. Again, if SPY sees further weakness, but again, if this is all the weakness that we see in SPY, and if this is the only pull, you know, if this is the bottom, essentially, and this is all the pullback that we see, this is an extremely healthy pullback, in my opinion. And again, all about that weekly time frame. We have no support, though, on the daily after the EMAs until all the way down at 390, 390. So just be prepared. It can always go a lot lower than you think. And again, can't reiterate enough. I see a lot of complacency out there lately and just cannot reiterate enough to have a plan B, have a backup plan, whatever you got to do. If you're hedging, if you're buying puts, if you're shorting with SPXS, if you're just shorting the S&P 500, or you're holding a little bit more cash than you normally do, whatever you got to do to help you sleep at night. I have to reiterate, I know I sound like a broken record at this point, but like I said, we're seeing a lot of complacency out there, and now is not the time to be complacent, and make sure that you have that plan B and just develop you don't want to be a deer caught in the headlights, right? Now is the time to start figuring that stuff out. So thanks for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth, and we'll see you tomorrow after market close for another daily market recap. Happy 420 once again, and take care, everyone. We'll see you in the next one.